Hi, my name is Tyrone Jones, and I'm here with my lovely wife, Anika Jones, and we've been married for 17 years, and we definitely don't have it all together, but we want to share some things with you that we learned in our journey together, being married. We believe that God has laid it up on our heart to start this awesome series called Marriage Mondays, in which we're going to just share different nuggets we learned over this journey.
All right, so with that said, welcome to episode 1. And on today's episode, we're just going to talk about why it's important for us to come together as a married couple to pray. Of course, as a believer, you need your personal time in prayer, but in addition to that, when you are married, it's so important to come together with your spouse to seek the face of the Lord. So, Tyrone, can you just kind of expand on that, on why it is important for us to pray together as a couple?
So, in life, there's a lot of different things that come about and a lot of different unknowns. And so to prepare for those unknowns, we found prayer to be absolutely helpful in terms of navigating through the different storms and challenges that come to each couple's way. So prayer is that channel, that healthy outlet that allows for us to go to God the Father and get wisdom and insight to help us navigate through not only that day, but whatever life presents us. Not saying that it's going to always be easy, but prayer gives us the tools and the insight and the proper perspective to handle what goes our way.
Yes, and I was going to say, in addition to that, I also find that praying together as a married couple brings a greater sense of intimacy, because there's certain things that it's difficult for us to just have a conversation about, and we don't know how to even begin the dialogue. But there's something about coming together in prayer and giving those difficult things to God, and my spouse hearing me as I pray about these things, and it just kind of is a healthy, atmosphere, as opposed to us just attacking each other and not understanding each other. When I hear his heart about the difficulty and he hears my heart about the difficulties, it helps to, as we pray about it, it helps to sometimes tear down the walls that we've built, and it just, again, brings a sense of closeness, because I get to hear his heart and he gets to hear my heart. And of course, we know that in the process of praying, God shows us how to navigate. I think a lot of couples, when they're going through difficulties, they stay away from praying together, and that's the last thing you should do. Get over yourself and come together and pray, even if you're mad at each other, because I guarantee that as you're seeking the face of the Lord together, something is going to change. There's going to be a heart change in that.
Instead of playing a quiet game and withdrawing and building up walls, we invite you to pray. Prayer is the tool that will help take the sting out, to take the venom out of what's going on, and it will allow you to communicate effectively. In terms of communicating effectively, we recognize that since prayer is so powerful, that the enemy, the devil, fights every couple in terms of praying. He will come up with all different types of things that will prevent you from praying. So here are some things that we found to be helpful. During my commute, I have a 20 to 30 minute commute in and to and from to work. And so sometimes, not all the time, I would call my wife and we would take that time, take 5-10 minutes to pray. We also found that it was helpful for us before watching the latest news and latest TV. Instead of letting the TV put us to bed, we found that, hey, it was helpful for us to come together and to take a few minutes right before we doze off to pray. And so these were some moments, these were some few times that we found to be helpful to pray during a busy week.
Yes, and then what we'll do, so we have pockets of time that we pray together during the week, and then on the weekends, we have extended periods of prayer together. So we have 6 children, and it's easy for us to say, oh, we're so busy, but what we do is on the weekends, we are deliberate and intentional. So we get up before the children, and we have extended periods of time to pray together. So during those times, I share my heart with Tyrone. He shares his heart, the things that he was struggling with in the week that we didn't get a chance to really talk about in detail throughout the week. And then we take turns praying for each other. And it's not just about bringing our petitions before the Lord, but There are times where we just offer up thanksgiving to the Lord for the things that He's done in our marriage, or even with our children, or circumstances that we prayed about. So pockets of time throughout the week, and then on the weekends, we have more extended periods of time. And it really does make a difference. I think for us in our marriage, and I don't know if you want to speak to this, of sometimes going up and down, and we found that prayer, it's not that everything is perfect, but it's brought stability to our marriage.
As the old adage says, a family that prays together stays together, a couple that prays together stays together. And so we want to encourage you to pray and encourage each spouse to pray in an individual time, but also find time together to pray.
So we just want to encourage you, go and pray together. All right.
Amen. Be blessed.